I'm editing the rest of this shit. What it do, good people? Coming y'all live from Tez TV. Now, I mean, hey, I wanted to pitch up here, but you know I ain't perfect when it comes to this media shit right now. However, I told you I was gonna have the guard. I was gonna get the king in here, the man that was around before I was around. Listen, King, speak your name.
My name is Harvey, Coach Harvey. With the Baltimore Bombers, at the Baltimore Bombers years ago. I coached a lot of guys, pretty much everybody, up until 2004. And then came back and helped develop a lot of guys in the last 6 years. So, but what's up, Tez? What you got?
Listen, what I got is, and I don't need you to talk modest or nothing like that,
Yeah.
because this is your floor today.
Okay.
However, but I just want to ask a couple questions first. Where you from?
Well, everybody think I'm from West Baltimore, but actually I'm from East Baltimore. Vincent Barry, he gonna tell the whole world like I'm from East Baltimore because I actually grew up in Douglas Courts. A lot of people don't know that. My first best friends was from Douglas. You know, I lived at 204 May Court.
Now that's crazy because I thought you was West Baltimore.
139.
Yeah, born and raised West Baltimore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, and then I moved in that. I moved over Lexington Terrace, did a little time in Murphy Homes, Emerson Village, you know, pretty Poplar Grove. So I'm pretty much everywhere.
That's why they call him, man. He West Baltimore, y'all. Don't get it twisted. This is West Baltimore right here. West Baltimore.
My Sean Crockett and Sean Battle and late great my man R.P. Arthur and Alex, man, you know what I mean? Vincent, they ain't gonna let you tell you that. They ain't gonna let you say that, but okay. You know, West Baltimore is where I was growing up. Definitely spent. I moved from over east when I was 10.
Okay.
And went to west, and then you know, I've been there pretty much since then.
Did you play any sports?
Yeah, I actually played football at Lake.
Was you good?
Yeah, we won the state, we won the V-League championship. Mm-hmm. Got a band on the wall late. Okay. All right. Started, won the JV championship, 10th grade. So I played 2 years of varsity. Had looks and stuff like that. Then actually I played basketball. A lot of people don't know I played at Catonsville Community College. No. Yeah. And my man Marvin was the backcourt. Marvin, I think his name is either Marvin Moon, Marvin, my man. Stephen Martin. Okay. He was the backcourt. At Catonsville Community College for a year. See, a lot of people didn't know that.
No, I didn't know you played. Yeah. I didn't know you played. Yeah. Where you get the love of the game like that, though? Because before I let you just go ahead, like, hey, listen here, y'all. Listen, let me tell y'all this. This man took a lot of people off the streets and showed them different things. I'm talking about this goes over 20-something years, you know what I'm saying? And he just didn't start this. 27. You know what I'm saying? Say it one more time. Get 27 years. 27. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole lot of time. If you really don't care, if you just in this shit, you ain't gonna last that long. You ain't gonna last that long. Yeah. Where that love come from? Well, actually, I just love kids. Mm-hmm. So for me, basketball was just a vehicle to get to the kids that I saw that was like me. It's funny because Weasel, Robert Grant, he was down Bentlow, and Reggie Johnson, my little brother was playing down Bentlow, and back then Herman stopped coaching once they got once they got to 14 under. They, you know what I mean, Herman wouldn't coach no longer. So we wanted to take the kids to a tournament, and the sponsor didn't come through. So once the sponsor didn't come through, and my little brother came home, was like, man, we supposed to be going out of town, going to this tournament, but you know what I mean, the sponsorship didn't come through. So I got in touch with Coach Weasel, and I was like, Weez, you know what I mean, what you think we're gonna need to get out of town? Mm-hmm. So he said, man, we need about trying to get like 10,000 together, something like that.
So I said, all right, don't worry about it. Let's go. So he said, for real? I said, yeah. Tell the kids pack their things, man. We out. So we go over to BCI. It was a Nike tournament back then. They had Steven Jackson. They had Mike Bibby. They had the Riverside team. They had everybody that was somebody. Tennessee Travelers. They had everybody that was somebody back then at this tournament. So he was like, you know, yeah, I want to take the kids out there. So I said, all right. You know what I mean? Tell the kids pack their bags. We out. Yeah. Right? So the kids, I swear, man, they come with pantry pride bags, supermarket bags. They had their clothes in supermarket bags, right? So but they had their shoes wrapped around, tied together, wrapped around their shoulders.
They was ready, though.
They was ready to rock, right? Yeah. T-Webb, you know what I mean? That's my man.
Shout out to T-Webb, too.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Kiss off the glass.
That's my man. Charles Barkley. He used to have his picture, Charles Barkley, underneath the bench, everywhere you go, right? So I go pick up T-Webb, tell you a funny story. I go pick up T-Webb and I say, and I pull up at his door and I say, come on out here. He said, all right, coach. So he come out the door and he said, coach, he said, how we getting there? Mm-hmm. How we getting to Arizona? I said, we flying. He said, like, they got metal detectors? And I said, yeah, Teddy got metal detectors. He said, oh, all right, hold up, coach. So he go back in the house and he put his gun up, right? So then he come back out the door, and we in the line. I got all the kids in the line going through the metal detector. T-Webb looking around, looking all suspicious. So I go back to one of the kids. I say, man, tell T-Webb, come here, man. So I say, T, what's up, man? Why you looking nervous, man? He said, you think this knife gonna go off when I go through the metal detector? I said, yeah, T, man, they gonna lock you up, man. T, you can't take no knife. You know, metal detector, man. Come on, man. Put the knife in the van, man. Right. So Tay said, Coach, man, I love you, man. I gotta trust you, man. I said, Tay, listen, man, we're a family, man. So when we go out here, anything you get into, we into. So Tay said, all right. So he put his knife up, get on the plane, and he go out here, have a fabulous tournament. You know? And it was the first time ever been on a plane. Most of them, not all of them. And so we get out to the airport, and I'm 21 years old. Right?
At this time, you're 21 years old.
I'm 21. Just had a birthday. I was 20. I had my birthday in Arizona that summer.
Hold up, before we let you. You see the mentality. At 21 years old. At 21 years old, I was doing some real stupid shit. Yeah. You was. I think that's kind of like the difference in men. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? The different. Right now, they don't have no responsibility.
Yeah, our kids. You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You had a lot of responsibility at that age. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But salute to you, though.
I appreciate that. Yeah, so I was 20 years old when we got on that flight. So when we get on the flight. I was coaching the kids at Lyndhurst Park. Because I was the first one to ever have a DJ in the park. Like you said, Miss Tony come to Lyndhurst Park. Yeah. And we have a cookout. I bring out food and entertainment for the kids, and that's how Lyndhurst Park got blown up. Because shout out to Mr. Banks, you know what I mean? He was really for our community. You know, did a lot for a lot of kids, a lot of people. I want to shout out to Mr. Banks, and
shout out to Buckshots too. His son Banks.
Yeah, Lil Banks.
Lil Banks holding it down.
That's my family. Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, I had Lyndhurst jerseys. So you know, in the park, people cut their jerseys, sleeves off. You know.
Do the one arm.
Yeah. So I had told the kids to take their jerseys just in case the tournament don't give us jerseys. Okay. Because I'm thinking the registration fee will give us at least shirts. Okay. Right? And I thought it was like hooping in the park. Yeah. But when we get out there, man, I see kids out there with uniforms and warm-up uniform. Yeah, Riverside Church, they had, you know, the Jordan brand back then. And I'm looking at my kids coming off there, they got their tennis shoes wrapped around their neck. They got their pantry pride bags, supermarket bags. And I'm like, man, we looking crazy, right? Yeah. So the man who ran the tournament, he was like, do you got jerseys, like home and away jerseys? I said, you mean tell me we need 2 jerseys? He said, yeah. I said, nah, man, we ain't got nothing like that. You know, he said, well, do you got anything with numbers on it? I said, yeah. So I told the kids, man, give me their numbers from the Lyndhurst jerseys. Okay. Right? So, and then they had BCI shorts that was over in the stand. I told them go over there and get yourself some shorts. Everybody get their own size, right? Then I took the kids out to the mall to get us some sneakers and make sure that we got on the same sneakers, right? And then it was time to bump.
You made it work, man.
Yeah, made it work. But mind you, we didn't have a van, so when we got off the airport.
Is y'all listening to this, son? Is y'all listening to this? Go ahead.
When we got off the plane, we didn't have no van. So I called a guy who run the tournament. I say, man, you gonna pick us up from the airport? He said, no, you gotta have your own van, right? I said, we gotta have our own ride, man. Y'all ain't doing nothing, man, for all this money. I just spent $1,000 for this entry fee, man. He said, man, look, like get here to the venue and then we'll work out something. I said, all right. So it was limousines out front. Okay. Right? Out front the airport.
No, you didn't.
Yes, we did. You actually, that's how we did it. Yeah. And we was cranking tails. I had sunroofs open and we had Biggie going down Mills Boulevard and I'm 20 years old. I'm hanging out the sunroof with the kids. and we cranking Biggie, give me one more chance. We got Mobb Deep in the other one. Yeah.
This Baltimore. He made it work. This straight Baltimore right here. This straight Baltimore right here. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. Listen, listen, I know y'all want me to ask. We're going to ask, but I don't know. This is the beginning of when he's going out. Yeah. And when he's taking the team out. So when we don't know this the time, when your ass leaves, you ain't going to eat.
That's right.
People waiting for me to ask that.
That's right. Blood and meat, you don't win, you don't eat.
You know how many jokes we had over motherfuckers like, oh, you must ain't do nothing when you went. Man, he was no, I mean you ain't do nothing out of time.
That's right, yeah.
Man.
See, listen, man, I tell you like this, because see, where we came, the way I was raised and where we came up, you know, you played this game for blood and meat. You know what I mean? Now kids playing it because it's cool. You know what I mean? This game was so serious that the kids, we understood as adults, this is an opportunity for you to get a scholarship. Right. That's how serious it was. Right. Now it's recreation for a lot of kids. It's a means to get out the house. But back then, it was about saving kids' lives. Right. And you getting this opportunity to play against this guy that they say is better than you. And you have an opportunity to show the world that, nah, you ain't never heard about me, but you're gonna know me now. Right. So for me, it was personal. Today it's still personal. Yeah. You know, I'm considered a throwback. You know, a lot of kids, you know, that don't really want it, can't relate to me.
Hold up, because we can get there.
Yeah.
We can get there.
Yeah.
But before we get there, can you tell the people the players that you coach and some of the players that you've been around, coaches, you know what I'm saying, and some of the things that you learned through the way. See how you started, and to be like now, and the relationships and things like that. Just tell the people,
Man, I mean, the first tournament we went to, like I say, was BCI. We wound up losing the first 2 games, and I ain't feed the kids. They were robbing the vending machine. You can hear me, that Baltimore, them little suckers was in the vending machines. He was, you know, he was like, I said, listen, you niggas, y'all play, y'all get to eat anywhere y'all want. Yeah. You know what I mean? Steak if you want steak. Yeah. You know what I mean? So when they understood that it was serious, it wasn't a game, Reginald Johnson, Carlos Pearson, Great, Big Van, God rest his soul, R.I.P. to Big Van, Kid Key Van, Big Cool.
Let me ask you something. Did you coach Big Charlie from up Forest Park?
Yeah, that's my man from Garrison.
Yeah,
that's my man.
People listen, people.
Don't know
y'all don't speak on Big Charlie from up Forest Park, right? Yeah. Now he was a big boy that he'd give you inside, outside. You know what I'm saying?
Everything.
Yeah, he was tough. Yeah, I was crazy. Did you coach him?
I had him for. But see, Charles was in between. Back then, it was, you know, it was in between the streets and playing basketball. Because again, I could understand it because I was the same way in high school. You know what I mean? I could have really did it. I played baseball too in high school. I could switch hit and everything.
You was an athlete.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I played it all. And then so I could understand because a lot of times instead of going to practice, I had to go to probation. Okay. You know, in high school. So, you know what I mean, times was different. My mother got shot when I was 10. you know, paralyzed. So my father OD'd when I was 21. Actually, when I was in the tournament, that first tournament, my father passed.
Wow.
Yeah. So the era was different. You know what I mean? And it was about, you know, but Charles was definitely one I was trying to save.
Okay.
You know, and another kid I lost was Mike. You know.
Yeah, love my Mike.
Yeah, that was my man. Yeah, he was played on my team too. You know what I mean? Actually, I got him in that JUCO out there. Yeah.
Shout out to RP to Mike, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Y'all listen. He went up Southwest. He was picking up numbers too.
Yes.
He had a 45 game, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. But I had him when he was at Emerson.
Yeah.
Yeah, before he got to Southwest.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. But some of the players I coached, I coached everybody, and this is the difference between now and back when I first got into this thing, because when I first got into it, the kids, all the great kids, wanted to play with each other. It wasn't no parents. You know what I mean? Like it might have been a few parents here and there, but the kid and the parents just looked at it like they had to work. So the kids was really out there just, you know what I mean, whatever positive they was doing, the parents was with it. But all the good kids wanted to play with each other.
Right.
So it wasn't nothing, like I say, it wasn't nothing for me to roll the ball out there. And back then you got Tay, you got Demond, you got KB, all in the backcourt together. You know what I mean? And anybody know me, I was the sharpest dresser. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have that stuff on, you know what I mean? Representing our city, right? And we gonna talk crazy. Like we talking, I ain't, you know what I mean? I'm in one game, I was so mad. I told the kids, man, y'all gonna let these white boys come up here and give us a game? And the director came and said, man, you can't keep saying no white boys. I said, what you want me to describe them as? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And,
let me tell you a little side note, right? We in I think we're in the tournament down in Kansas.
Yeah.
This one had Coleon, Young, and them.
That's right, Marvin Piggy now.
Yeah. So all right.
Big Fug.
Yeah. But y'all was in the game. I said, who was y'all playing? Because we played right after y'all.
Yeah.
But y'all was in the game. The mom was cooking.
Yeah.
The mom was cooking. Jamal was doing what he could do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like them two was basically trying to carry the whole shit.
Yeah.
Y'all lost, whatever, right?
Yeah.
You did some shit like this. Yo, come over here. It was like come on over here. I said, these niggas ain't gonna eat the day. These niggas ain't gonna eat the day. Yeah, man, lunch money. But the tournament was so thick though.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, they can't get a cheese sandwich though, because these motherfuckers, they playing against the best of the best anyway.
Yeah. But I, again, like I said, I felt, see, I can take a loss, but I can't take an L when we don't perform our best, or we giving out too much respect to somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, nah, they laced that thing up. And see, my thing is, again, I was building men. You understand? So a man makes another man show him. I don't care about no name. I don't care what somebody else said you did. Yo, put that thing on and show me. Put it on me.
Facts.
You know, so and all my kids to the day, they'll tell you that, man, if you changed my life, so because I've been in it so long now where I can see when my kids had kids and the way they fathers and the way they men in their household, the way they, you know, taking care of their responsibilities. You know what I mean? So now they get to see all the energy that it took for me to pour out of them to be men and hold them accountable.
Right.
So the part of not eating was based off of, you know, this is how you feed your family. You know, you go out there and you put your work in. So yeah, but I tell you, when them jokers, you know what I mean, we did a lot of winning too. So, you know what I mean, we ate at all the restaurants. I'm talking about they picked it, you know what I mean, and we had a good time. You know, I would take my kids to amusement parks. I would, you know, like it wasn't about basketball for me. It was, you know, we go to the movies, you know, like
it was a family.
Yeah. When I got them out, I used to sleep with my door open in the hotel all night. So the kids, whenever they wanted to come through and holler at me.
See, that's love.
We could sit down and talk.
See, that's love. Now, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Back then, I ain't know you was, I thought you was hard, and I ain't gonna lie. Like, this motherfucker, man, he ain't gonna play. The motherfucker was lay up, he on their ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
but no, but what I'm saying, what I'm hearing is it's tough love.
Yeah.
Because you want the best form.
Yeah.
You just want to play hard on the court, but you're doing even more off the court.
See, and that's the difference. And see, that's why today the kids are responding to the coaching differently.
Elaborate on that. Let's talk about that.
Well, see, when I was coming up, the kids were harder. The kids were tougher than they are now, right? But the coaches, Bucky Lees, right, Squirrel, Coach William Wells, you know what I'm saying? All these, you know, every coach that I could think of at that time, it was more about off the court than before you get on the court, right? Murdoch, you know what I mean? Like these coaches, all these guys, you know what I mean? They want, you know what I mean? We put the time in with the kids. So when you saw me yelling at Taz, and Taz like, oh, all right, Carl, you know, Miss Cool, I got you. That's because I already gave him a hug. You feel what I'm saying? I already fed him. I already spent time with him. I already talked to his mother, you know what I mean, about how we're gonna fix situations.
Right.
You know what I mean? How we're gonna work with. He understand I got his best interest at heart.
Right.
You understand? So now, like I say today, the coaches is just, you know, like they don't pick no kids up. You get there, you know what I mean? And it ain't a whole lot of personal time off the court spent with these kids. And a lot of times now, because the kids got parents.
Okay.
You know, see back then, you know, the crack that just hit, you know, so the kids, you know, didn't have parents, you know what I mean, that was involved in their sports.
Right.
You know what I mean? They was out trying to make a living, trying to feed their kids, you know?
Right.
So, you know, a lot of them didn't have fathers in the house. So, you know, and you gotta remember, I was only a few years older than them too. I'm 20, you know, I'm in my mid-20s.
Right.
So a lot of them, 6, 7 years, I'm more like a big brother to them. But I ain't playing no games.
No,
you know
and they give you that respect that, like, I ain't see no, you got to respect as a coach, as a father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't none of them play with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, also too though, is back then I was a whole lot rougher outside too. You know what I mean? So they knew the reputation coming from the street. You know, and they seen the respect that I got from the street. Right. You know, and I could go and search like it was times when Mark be on the corner, 2 o'clock in the morning, I get a phone call. You know, hey yo, Mark outside. Yeah. Right. And I get out my bed and I go down there at 2 o'clock in the morning and grab his ass up and say, come on, man, you know what I mean, get up, you know what I mean, going back in the house. That's right. You know what I mean? Or you coming out the house with me. Yeah. You know, so, you know, because again, for him being a young and they understood, and that's the difference too. Back then, the guys in the neighborhood knew that this guy was the one that was going to represent our neighborhood. So we don't want no harm to come to him. You understand? It wasn't putting no pack in his hand. It was, hey man, Mark out here. Right. You know, or you know, DeMond be sitting in there in Robert C. Marshall, and he ain't going to school, and I get a phone call. You know, hey. I ain't seen your mom even get on the bus. Now, before, because I got a question right before with the coaching. Yeah. And we're gonna get into that. As far as I heard a little rumbling about the 17 under you supposed to head coach. Yeah. You know, but you had mentioned DeMond. Yeah. Right. And I look at DeMond was like your baby. Yeah, that was my son. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. When he hit the scene up Randallstown, and I'm mad he even broke his hand that same year. Yeah, that shit was about to be. Yeah. That shit was about to be real ugly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But talk to the people about that relationship, because DeMond came on. DeMond had his trials and trails, and then once he got on track with that basketball, yeah, he went. He was gone. And see, DeMond was a. One day I'm in Rob Marshall hooping, so. You know, we used to have like the little kids and you had the older guys playing. DeMond and Truck, actually. It was a little kid down the project named Truck. Truck was actually better than DeMond when I first saw them too. That's crazy. Yeah, Truck was an animal. And anybody that was doing that time knew about Truck. Truck was a gangster on the court, right? DeMond was more zip. Truck was straight get a bucket. Okay. Right? So when I seen them after the game, at the playing with them, I said, man, y'all, man, what high school y'all go to? Yeah. And both of them was like in the 8th or 9th grade, and they had stopped going to school. Okay. So they was like, man, we ain't in no high school. We ain't playing. You know what I mean? I said, what? So I said, all right, let me get y'all numbers. So I got both their numbers, and I took them up Emerson.
Okay.
Right?
You took them up Emerson first?
I took them up Emerson first. Yeah, that was going to be the school they were both going to go to. And back then you had Eddie Colbert, you had Danny Dixon, you had Virgil, Singletary. Yeah. You see me saying I was gonna put them on the squad with them, right? So when we get up to Emerson, I'm trying to get him in school. Truck was a year older than Demond.
Okay.
By his birthday. His birthday was happening before, so I couldn't get him in school. I had to work another way to try to get him in school. But by this time, Demond was working. His family started working and got him in Randallstown.
Okay.
So that's how I ended up in Randallstown. So when he was like, I'm going out Randallstown, I was like, oh, that's even better for you, right? So
get out the city.
Get out the city, right? So now I tell you, I don't know how many parent-teachers meetings I had to go through, Pete, to talk to Demond teachers and the principal, because Demond went up there, man, and when I tell you, the county had never seen nothing like this child, right? He would go to school with polo shirts on, with long sleeve, long johns, with long john shorts, with shorts on, with long johns and Timbs, right?
Yeah.
And had his goals in his mouth, and all the little girls up there was going crazy, right?
Yeah.
So, and then he had, when we first went up there, all the kids were wearing regular clothes.
Right.
By the time basketball season had come, the whole school was wearing short sets with long johns and Timbs. He had thugged out.
Straight Baltimore.
Yeah, he had straight project for the whole county. You hear me? So
and look, I done heard some. Demond, if you talk to Demond, he'll tell you some Randallstown stories.
Oh,
you know
man,
what I'm saying? So,
I mean, it was unbelievable. So then it was his grades, right? Getting his grades and his schoolwork and all that kind of stuff together, right?
Right.
And he was smart. Like, I mean, this boy could learn anything. And if he didn't know it, he was smart enough to get the right people to help him, right?
Right.
So he wound up getting his grades together. You know, he wound up putting the work in on the court. I mean, what they didn't understand is that we stayed in the lab. We stayed in the gym. You understand? And then back then, I played all my kids up. You know what I mean? So we didn't. Now kids play down. If you're 15 and you're nice, you play against 13-year-olds, right?
Right.
See, when I was grooming these kids, you know what I mean? You 15, you play against adults.
Yeah.
Right. I'm taking you in the park. You know what I mean? We hooping against grown men, because that's how the Rudy Archers and all them, like, they were seasoning my kids. We would go and play Coppin. You know what I mean? I would pay the guys from Coppin to scrimmage my kids.
Damn, I didn't know you was doing it. But so you was basically just getting them prepared.
Yeah.
Because outside looking in, we just thought y'all practiced a couple times, and y'all like, it's time to go.
No.
Okay.
No, we was in the lab, man. Shout out to Lil Mookie. That's why I love Lil Mookie.
Yeah, shout out Mook.
Yeah, Mook. Shorty serious. He the closest thing I see to me.
Because he did it his own way.
Yeah.
And he ain't take no handout.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Mookie's over there at Forest Park. I respect shout out Mookie.
Yeah.
And his whole trajectory. Yeah, but even with the basketball, he was over there. I mean, you had what's toes over there with him. But he was over there basically like by himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No Dante, no disrespect to you.
Right.
But as far as doing some scoring shit, he was over there by himself. And then AU, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, you see Mookie was killing everybody during the season, but you like, all right, when you gonna get that push for the summer or to get seen other places? You see him traveling, like he said one time to me, like, I supposed to went up Calvert Hall. I think it was Calvert Hall, but they couldn't. It was the ride situation. So he had to stay at Forest Park. But what
years did he go to hospital? Maybe I was gone.
I was 90. We came in and got 96 to 99.
See,
95 to 99.
Yeah, see, I didn't even see him in high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't even know, back then, like I said, it was, the guards was, the KBs and all them kind of guys, right? So I didn't even get a chance to check Shorty out, but the passion and the love that he had for the kids, right? When I see that, he inspired me.
Yeah.
When you look at young guys, and you see somebody that's actually doing it right when it comes down to the kids, Shorty got a lot of I respect his I respect his grind.
Hell yeah.
He reminds me a lot of myself, you know. But yeah,
Hold on, let's get into the 17 under the chatter that we.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, that was interesting because see, when I first came back around, GD, which is like, that's like one of my sons too. That's my guy. You know, GD asked me to coach the 15 under.
Okay.
For BBC. So I was a little offended because I had my own program, right? And looking at the coaches that he had, I just didn't feel comfortable that they would. I didn't believe
it. TV. Let's talk hard.
Yeah, I just didn't feel like these guys really knew how to get the best out of the kids, and could elevate the kids the way I felt like I could, right? But he said, I want you to coach the 15. So, and I had the year before that, I was coaching the 15s, and I wound up taking them to Vegas and everything. We went to Vegas, and then when GD got the deal, he asked me to coach the 15s. I was like, all right, cool. So Mookie had asked Nut to coach the 17s.
Okay.
Right? But Nut was back and forwards. He was doing his training thing, and he was like, "Nah, I think Harvey would be better for it." Right? So when Nut called me up and was like, "Man, look, I want you to coach the 17s over with Mookie." I said, well, I just started, coaching. I agreed to do it with GD. He said, "Nah, man, like, come on over here, him and Stay. Like, you do this. This would be better for you."
Right.
And we trying to get, we want Nut, because Nut got aspirations to be a college coach.
Yeah. So, and he will.
Yeah, he will. Yeah, absolutely. So I said, okay, Nut, you gonna roll with me? He said, yeah. So that was the plan. And then I had figured out, my whole vision for the thing was I wanted to coach the 17s, but also with the program, because Under Armour is a locally based team. I wanted to go and talk to the upper echelon Under Armour and see if I can't get a male mentoring program where each kid in our program has one mentor in the corporate world.
Okay.
Right. So that was my vision for the program, for what I want to do with the 17s. Make sure that they had suit and ties on, going to the corporate world, and then they had the basketball as a backdrop. Right.
See, listen, he always thinking, hey, he been doing this. Remember, he started when he was 21.
Yeah.
And see what he's saying? Like, I ain't hear this. This different plan.
Yeah.
I want a 7. They ain't saying this. I want 17. We're gonna put him in. We're gonna get them started in the business world now, so it won't be so crazy 5 or 10 years ago. From now. Reason why I say that, listen, when the ball stops, the transition is difficult for some. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I won. So if he already trying to put that into them now, that shit is big.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, because I wanted to go to the parents and say, look, I know you can play for Adidas. I know you can play for the Nike team with Melo, right? But can't nobody offer what we can offer as far as having where the kids got relationships outside of basketball that's going to actually take them further than basketball probably would, most of them, right? Okay. So that was my vision for it. So when I sat down with Mookie, he was like, this is what, I want you to coach the 17s. I'm like, all right, cool. So me and Mookie goes up to a high school. I forget where we went to see a kid. And then he had the guy that's my man that's over with Mount Zion. He was going to be the recruiting coordinator and deal with all of the schools and all that. So we had that in place, right? And then a week later, he said, man, let's go up to DeMatha. I want to introduce you as coach. He's going to be assistant coach with you.
Okay.
Right? He got kids, right? So I said, okay, that's cool. So we go up there, we meet the guy, right? And I see the guy going around the room talking to my man that take over guys and all that. And I see him, working, So when me and him, he introduced me, me and the guy was talking about, I'll bring the kids up to you a couple of days out of the week, you bring your kids down to us a couple times a week,
right.
so we can get this team to gel, right? So he was like, all right, cool, right? So then I started hearing through the grapevine that this guy's now gonna be the head coach, right? So now I'm like, nah, I ain't up. Mookie, me and him had a conversation. So, before I left, it was the social media thing wasn't around. So now I'm thinking it's just social media chat, right? So I ain't even called Shorty up about it because he didn't personally call me and say nothing about it.
Right.
Right. So when I'm hearing it more and more and more, and I hear from a reliable source, I give him a call. He said, "Oh, you got to sit down and talk." Right. He said, "I want to get you and the guy in the room to talk."
Okay.
Right. So I said, "All right, that's cool." So before then, because I play chess, I don't play checkers, right? I get the guy on the line with another guy,
okay,
right, from DC,
okay,
right? I get them two on the line together, but I got my phone on mute.
Okay.
So my man asked him, say, "Yo, like I hear you great, get the job down with Under Armour." He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna take my kids down there, but eventually I'm gonna take over the program because I'm gonna bring all the kids in." Right?
That's yeah. Go ahead.
So when he says this, right, I'm hearing this. I'm like, oh, okay. So that's what his intentions is, right? So I took that personal.
Which you should have, because it's like you trying to take my kids too.
But not only my kids, my city.
Yeah.
See, this is a city thing.
Yeah.
You understand? Like you more concerned about what you got going on out there, not my kids that's dying. See, our kids dying. It's, DC, they got their own issues, but their issue ain't our issue.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So I took that personally. So when I go into the meeting and I tell Nut what's going on, so Nut feeling some kind of way because I already had a situation over there with GD, right? He know GD my man. So he know me and GD, we came on benefit over that because he felt like, damn. But I felt like, GD, you got Adidas, I'm gonna be over here with Under Armour, and Bay I've been knowing over 30 years.
Right.
So now we ready to put all this together. This thing ran the way it's supposed to be ran.
Right.
Right. All that separate but equal, all that bullshit. That's the end of that.
Right.
We ready to bring the city.
Do y'all hear this? Y'all hear me? Go ahead, keep talking. This shit be to my ears. Yeah. It be done.
Yeah.
Man, go ahead.
So that was my vision for all this, right? So when we go into the meeting, the guy, Mookie saying, this the guy, whatever, and Kirk. So it's me, Mookie, the guy, Kirk Lee in the meeting, because Kirk Lee there to make sure nobody get fucked up.
Okay. And shout out to Kirk Lee too.
Yeah, big homie, what's up? Kirk Lee there to make sure that everybody, because he know how I'm coming. He already know. He been knowing me forever. You know what I mean? I'm talking about days when we go up to coalition. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm telling him in my early 20s. Yeah. And I'm telling him, Kirk, bust their ass because we good. Yeah. You know what I mean? We got the city with us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when we go to the meeting, the guy's saying this and that and this and that. So I say to the guy, like, you know what I mean? No, I want you to say what you really here for. So he like, what you mean? I say, no, like speak your, like say what's up. You know what I mean? What your true intentions is. Because he don't know I already heard the conversation. Right? So when he
you want to say be man up.
Yeah, be a man about it, if that's what your intentions is. But also I felt a little kind of way with Mookie because I felt like you bring an outsider and you going against what we got going on here. Right. Right? Fuck his kids. Like our kids, we gonna make it regardless. Right. You know what I mean? So like his relationship, Mookie just felt like the relationship with him, with the kids that he had, would be a great situation for this program. So you think about the program as it relates to wins and losses. Right. You know what I mean? I was on something completely different. I was on building a program or being a part of a program that was city owned, right? And we really changing kids' lives. Right. Outside of basketball. Right. So, and I understand he's younger. He really young in this game. Right. But so when the guy didn't say what he was saying and all this and that, You know, Mookie made his decision on what he wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the meeting got a little hostile,
mm-hmm.
right? Because I called the nigga, you fat, like you on some bullshit, Slim. You know what I mean? So Mookie, you know what I mean, said what he said. Nut told the guy straight up and down, like, you know, Slim, you ain't, you know what I mean, that shit, you ain't gonna be able to do this.
Right.
So when the Slim came out of the office, you know, I told Slim, I said, listen, Mookie can do what he wants with his program. He can hide.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just letting you know when you come outside, you might get fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know, because I know what your intentions is.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? You know, he can give you the job, because this
mm-hmm.
is his program. But, you know what I mean, you ain't safe, right? So the same homeboy that he called,
mm-hmm.
they told that to,
mm-hmm.
he called the homeboy back when he left out of that meeting.
Uh-huh.
And I was on the phone again, and he said, man, them niggas in Baltimore crazy. Man, I ain't fucking with that shit.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Mookie, you know what I mean, while I'm not having the 17s. But, you know, but I always, you know, like I say, you know, my job as being one of the older guys in this is to really look over all, you know what I mean? You know, a lot of times behind the scenes, and Bay will tell you this, man, I've met with Bay,
mm-hmm.
man, went out to eat, because again, that's my good friend,
mm-hmm.
right?
Shout out to Bay too, man.
Great. I mean, a lot of people misunderstand Bay, because, you know, Bay has always been the way he is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's just not a familiar Fred type of guy. You know what I mean? Like he fuck with who he fuck with.
But you gotta understand this stuff. This is Baltimore.
Yeah.
And this is TED TV. We 100. But
yeah.
But Bay is a mellow guy. So, and people mad at mellow for this was the and I could get some people griped. I did. But yeah, I'm saying they're two successful black men right now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So at the end of the day, some of that shit y'all got pushed to the side, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's kind of like one of the things when you're successful, because I've been successful and made money, and
mm-hmm.
you know, I'm blessed, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the more you do, it's never enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I will say this. I will say that and me and Bay talk about this a lot. I always think that Bay should have done more to bring the city together,
mm-hmm.
as far as all the kids.
Let me ask you this though.
Yeah.
How could he do that though? Especially when you have kids that's got lines to this coach, that coach.
No, you ain't no lines. See, and that's the thing. See, iron sharpens iron.
Mm-hmm.
See, I tell you one day, and this why I respect Duty so much, right? One day, y'all, I don't know if he was on that team, but I think it was Rocky, Parrish.
No, that was that to me.
That was after you.
Yeah.
Okay. And Rudy Gay and all them,
yeah.
right?
That's probably 2001, 2002.
Something like that,
yeah.
right? So a college coach told me that he was coming in town. He was going to be over at Cecil Rec,
mm-hmm.
right? Which they had moved to practice because there was so many coaches that was going to be at Lake Clifton,
okay.
right? So I get all my kids together. We at Walbo practicing. I said, come on, y'all. I got cars outside. We going over the lake.
Right.
Right? They said, for what? I said, we gonna scrim at Cecil today.
Yeah.
Duty didn't know nothing about this. You hear me? I knocked on the door. I told Duty, hey man, y'all got college coaches over here, man. We trying to see some bump today. What's up?
Yeah.
Duty said, come on in.
Yeah.
Let's get this money.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So see, and that's the way it was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, my kids could have taken a scholarship out of one of his kids' mouths.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? But it wasn't about none of that. It was about the kids.
Because it's gonna come back around.
It's more than enough in here.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You got 25 coaches in there.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to Duty and his kids, right?
Right.
And he allowed my kids to come in there and showcase their talent against his kids. And I'm talking about Tez, we had a full-out scrimmage. I'm talking about people failing people and everything. It got personal in there. You hear me? And I'm coaching, and he's you know what I mean? He trapping me, you know what I mean? He running presses, you know what I mean? It was a full-out game.
Man, because you know what? Now you got my brain working, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm hoping the plan that you got in your head,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, that you'll be able to spread that, because ain't nobody talking like that.
Man, listen.
Man, and I understand how that contract shit go. You gotta win. Yeah. I understand it.
You're gonna win.
You're going to win.
Yeah.
But that off the court shit?
No, listen, man. Like I say, see, and I talked to Bay one time. I say, Bay, listen, I got Mookie and Bay on speed. Like I got both of them on speed dial. You understand what I'm saying? Because I was trying to get it where we get a list of all the kids in the city. All your top 30, top 40 kids in the city. And then we sit down and say, all right, you pick a guard. We formulate the teams together to make sure that all the teams are good, right? Then we make them practice against each other. So that means all the good coaches that Melo got, all the good coaches that Mookie got, all the coaches that BBC had, I get to tell them kids something that another coach might not see. You understand what I'm saying? And then we all in the lab, we all in one gym, and we all, them niggas skilling and drilling together, they hooping against each other. It's personal, you understand? It's pride, right? So now when we go out of town, now it's layup, it's a layup line. They running through shit. Because what was happening was everybody was losing. Yeah. You know what I mean? We were bad. You know, we were, on the Adidas circuit, GD had it going for a couple of years. But it was all for kids that were outside of the city. Okay. You understand? Like if you look at GD teams, a lot of them kids, most of them not, like he wasn't even fighting for, he might get 1 or 2 of the top kids out of Baltimore, but the rest of his kids was from elsewhere. You follow me? So, and then Mookie would have all the babies. So he was just coming into the dealing with the older kids. Right. And then you had Melo that was flying kids in from, this place and that place and trying to put something together last minute, and it just ain't gonna work. No. When you got Takeover that been playing together since they were 13 years old. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got all CP3 and all these guys, they it's a different level.
Now this is gonna take some people as far as for y'all to come together like that. Egos, man.
You can't have an ego when you're losing. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't have an ego when you lose. See, you can have an ego when you can sit back and say, man, I'm cool, my shit working. You know what I mean? Yeah. We was in the Peace Jam, we won that shit. You see what I'm saying? You can't, Under Armour, we running through that shit. You can have an ego, but it's, but see, and that's why I say it's a little.
See, that's why I'm saying it's like, in order for that to work, I believe the adults now gonna have to check their ego.
That's right.
For everything for it to work. Like, everybody went to take one step back for the whole shit to go forward.
It ain't no step. Taz, you're missing the point.
No,
because it ain't no step back. It ain't no step back.
Yeah.
See, because the only reason why kids can flip flop and leave an Adidas team and go to an Under Armour team and all that is because the coaches don't have no communication. Okay. Because see, a lot of them ain't good enough to go elsewhere to play on other shoe teams. Let's be honest, right? So these parents are playing the kids and the coaches and all that stuff against each other. When these coaches have been knowing each other, like me and Baby known each other for 30 years, so it ain't nothing a parent can tell me about him. You understand? I see the work that Mookie doing. You understand? So it ain't nothing a coach, a parent can tell me about Mookie. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So when the parents get involved, right, and their kid not playing, man, I had a team where Mo didn't start. I had a team where Lord Terrence didn't start. Right. I had, I've had teams where guys that was averaging 30 in high school couldn't get on, wouldn't start. They would play major minutes, but they wasn't starting. But everybody got a scholarship because we was in the Final Four championship game. We running shit.
As long as we win.
That's right. You understand? See, you got guys, they got one guy here, one guy there. They go out of town. They ain't even there on Sunday. Right. You know what I mean? When the coaches really come out. So and the parents, like the parent, I tell all parents, like if you've gotten over, a number of kids in college before, then you should tutor your son. Yeah. You understand? But if you bring him in the gym with me, right, then you got to trust the process. And then when a kid sit on the bench and he got to work harder and he can't just go and flip flop another team, then he know he gotta work harder.
All right, listen.
Yeah.
I'm a parent. Yeah. And I'm coming to you, Coach Harvey. Yeah. I'm giving you my son.
Yes.
What you going? Where we going with this?
I mean, we going first off, me and you got to have an understanding, right? You got to understand that your son now became my son, first and foremost, right? So I'm gonna always do what I feel is best for him and what's best for the team. Okay. All right. And then my job as a coach is to make sure that every day your son gets better. Right. Right. Now, whether that equates to playing minutes, because a lot of kids get better in the gym, but then when they get the mics on their ass, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, they tense up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Tight.
Yeah, asshole get tight.
Yeah.
Right. So a lot of that stuff don't translate to the game. But what you will see is your kid get better every day. You know what I mean? You're gonna be able to say, when I took my kid there, you know, he can only do this. You know, and then another thing, college coaches used to always say, if you came out of Harvey program, I know you could play for me. Because I done called you a bitch motherfucker. I done talked about your mama. You know what I mean? I done challenged you. I done made, you know what I mean?
See, that's the thing, challenge. Y'all hear that? It's challenging. It's not, is it because right now it seems like the parents are soft. The reason why I'm saying the parents are soft is we this age and y'all came up. This is how I don't understand it. Y'all came up, the ones that they got coached like that, and then turn around and be mad at a coach. He's cussing. That shit would go on with high school coaches getting fired for cursing at the kid.
I ain't never messaged nothing like that in my life.
That's crazy.
Now I can understand you ain't kicking no kids in the ass and all that. You know, that's a little too far. But I, you know, see that life gonna kick you in your ass. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'll tell you, Taz, the biggest thing that I can take from my accomplishments is that when I see Kimi, you know what I mean, I see, you know, all these kids that was, you know, lucky to be alive. You understand what I'm saying? When I see them holding their kids and they going to their kids' games and they, you know what I mean, they fathers, you know what I mean, like that come from me kicking them in the ass.
Right.
You understand? And now I see them being the same way with their kids. You know what I mean? Hey man, sit down, man. Hey, come on, man. What you doing? You know, and I see, you know, so for me, like, you know, the parents, the kids wouldn't be able to flip-flop. Because when you come over to play in my gym and say, nah, man, why you over here? Why you ain't back over there with Mookie? Oh man, you know what I mean? He ain't play me. Well, listen, I tell all the kids, coaches ain't nothing but dick riders. We all dick riders. If you make the basket, you my man. You my man. If you miss it, I can't stand your motherfucking ass. You know what I mean? I tell all the kids when they go to college, simple as that. It's about can you get the job done?
Look, we about to go through these questions.
Okay.
We about to go through these questions, right? Matter of fact, I'm gonna let you read something because you guys thinking them clowning right now. They clowning right now.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They talk about the wardrobe and everything.
Man,
But look, why you looking at why you looking through the questions?
Yeah.
Let people know what you doing now, what you looking forward to do in the future.
Well, right now I just started a marketing company called United Management. And
I'll tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we was before COVID hit, we was working with I went out and met a billionaire out in Miami. I had a guy that got he had Henry Ruggs, he had relationships with Holland Burton and a few guys, you know what I mean, that's gonna be lottery picks this year. So I was trying to work and get the bag the situation together so we can make sure we take care of them kids. And so I'm doing the marketing side of it. You know, maybe hiring agents, putting the kids in the best position. But my thing is to make sure that you know that the kids understand this is a business, right? See now, see the last couple of years, a lot of people don't know. I've been going to Portsmouth, working behind the scenes. I've been working with the NBA lately. With Robert Grant, Coach Weeze. Shout out to Coach Weeze, guy that started it off for me, right? But me and him been working closely. And because what I wanted to do is be a vessel for all the kids in Baltimore to have that connection directly to the NBA. So I'm starting out with like Lil Shay and all the young kids, you know what I mean, working with them, you know, working with my man Chew, you know what I mean, good guy a lot. People get him messed up, you know what I mean? Because again, it's too much women stuff going on and men not being men.
Say it again. Can you say that one more time?
Too much women shit going on.
Okay.
You know, and
it's not a knock on y'all women, right? But you have men acting like women sometimes, and you listen. We ain't gonna like what each other say all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's right. This is light. But at the same time, we gotta be 100. Just be straight up. If it's no, it's no. If it's yay, it's yay. But stick to your word.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right. So, because there's a lot of different ways to help kids, right? And everybody everybody got their own method. But at the end of the day, long as the kid wins, we all winning.
Right.
Right. So, but what I'm doing, like I say, I got a media side of it, right? We actually got sports, music, you know what I mean, that we're going to incorporate in this, because I'm going to come back, I'm going to get my young kids off the corners. They're talented kids. Yeah. Right? So I got a little situation with Arrested Records, where I got a relationship with them, one of my partners. And we're gonna open this thing up, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to my big cousin, Tony. You know what I mean? Tony Austin. And just spoke with him recently. And you know, he was with Kevin Lyles and all them. So yeah.
Listen, I remember his name was Rock ringing bells. Man, I ain't gonna lie to that Tony Austin club. Yeah.
That's the big homie, right?
Yeah, that's big homie.
So yeah, we working with the music situation, where we're gonna go back, and like I say, we're gonna come back. And Stokey, that's a great friend of mine. You know what I mean? That's my man. We've been 40 years together, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna put all my relationships together, and I'm gonna do the music, I'm gonna do the management side of it, because I believe, like I say, you know, you got kids that get their first dollar, right? And I'm gonna tell you a short story. Me and Nut was hanging together. You know, that's my little brother. Like that's my heart, right? So he comes, how you doing? So he comes, we go and pick up his check for signing basketball cards, right? Yeah. Right. So his first big piece of money when he come out of college, right? Right. So we go to the bank, you know what I mean? He cash the check, right? So he look at me, walk out the bank, and my man say, "How much of this you want?" Right? Yeah. You know? And I said, no, we ain't spending that. Yeah. You know what I mean? This the first bit of money you got. Yeah. We don't know when the next money coming in, but we're gonna put this money up for your kids' college. Yeah, love. That's love. If you could have been a motherfucker say, "Oh, we gonna do this, so give me that." No. Well, you owe me that. No, I owe me shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's my brother, right? So I said, no, man, we're gonna put this money up, man. We're gonna put this away for your kids' college, man. So if nothing else, we got that bag secured. Right. You understand what I'm saying? From basketball. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's what I want to give to the kids. You know what I mean? I want them to be able to make the transition. You know, I got relationship with overseas agents. I got, you know, relationship with anybody in the NBA that they need to, you know, be in contact with. Right. And I'm working, like I say, with Chew, you know what I mean, with his guys and situations up there. I'm trying to get with Mookie, you know what I mean, to work with his kids. You know what I mean? It sounds like a great idea. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It takes time, you know what I mean? But like I say, this COVID messed up a lot of stuff. You know, I got to mend the fence with GD, make sure me and my man back, you know what I mean, good. But that's gonna get back right. Yeah, we men. Yeah. You know what I mean? We men. And like I say, we both want the same thing for these kids. You know, like again, you know, and I just want to set the record straight, man. Everybody got the misconception wrong about GD as it relates to his business practices. Are his business practices. Some work, some don't work, just like everybody else in business. Right. Right. But you can't say, if you tell him the truth about him, that he don't have the kids' best interest at heart. You understand what I'm saying? He's been doing it since we was free. Yeah. I'm talking about, man, I used to throw GD in the car, and when he had his sport writing thing, his newsletter. Yeah, we picked Southern. He had all the Southern players in the top 10. That's it. Yeah. Oh, he a bulldog for life, man. Yeah. You understand? Yeah, all the Southern players in the top 10 on the East Coast. Absolutely. Like, how you do that? Yeah, absolutely. He a bulldog for life. And shout out to Smitty, because I didn't know how to coach until I started coaching with Smitty. Right? I didn't know you coached with Smitty. I was down Southern for 7 years. I didn't know that. Shout out to my godfather, Mike, Coach Mike. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's my pops. You follow me? So Mike Wise. Yeah. So, but yeah, I was down there for 7 years when Melvin and all them was there, and Jarrell and all them come to. Yeah. Actually, believe it or not, Joey Dorsey was supposed to be down Southern that year. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I got him off the corner. I was riding by, and I seen this big tall guy on the corner, and I said, man, you play basketball?
Mm-hmm.
And me and his cousin, Mikel, that was my man, God rest his soul, RP, right? He was like, nah, I don't, you know, I want to play, but my mother said I can't play.
Mm-hmm.
I said, what you mean you can't play? You stand out here on the corner.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I don't know. I said, man, give me your number. So I
Yeah.
get his number. You know what I mean? I go sit down with his mother, and I explain to her, like, listen, you know, I got a school that I'm gonna get him in. He want to tutor and this and that, you know. So she was like, this boy don't do right, man. You know, he don't wanna do right. I said, well, don't worry about that. I got him. Let me get him, right? So she was like, no, you know. So I come through again, riding through the way, and I see the police chasing him, right? So he zipped down one alley. And I hit the back alley, and I meet him. I said, yo, get in the car. He get in the car, we pull off, right? He had weed on him. The police was chasing him, right? So when we get to where we going, I said, man, listen, you got to play, man. Like this shit, your mother don't want you out here hustling, but your mother don't want you in the gym. So when I go to his mother again, she like, you know, no, he can't play, right? So I goes, and by this time, I had tried to figure out, you know what I mean, what was the issue. She pulled me to the side, and she said, listen, he don't, you know, he don't do well in school because he needed, you know, had a GAP program, learning disability.
She didn't want like embarrass him
exactly.
with the school shit.
I understand that. Yeah, so she was covering him, right? So when he wound up, so I wound up going to get him anyway. I like mom tripping, right? So I had my license was suspended or something. I get pulled over, police locked me up, took my car, and for not paying tickets or something, right? Young, you know. So he goes, and his mother is beefing now, right? So I wound up, so I leave him alone, right? So I'm in his aunt house, you know. I was in his aunt house, and I'm sitting there with his aunt, because me and his aunt was good friends. And the mother walk in there and say, what are you doing in here? You know him? She said, yeah. She said, he been trying to get Joey to play basketball. She said, girl, you better let him go play with him. He been saving kids' lives forever, man. You better let him go with him. So she was like, for real? She's like, yeah. She said, I thought he was like a pervert or something. Talking about my kid coming to live with him and all this. Nah, ain't none of that going on, right? So she said, no, girl, you better let him go with him, right? So she said, so she said, she called Joey up and said, come on down. She said, you want to play basketball? He said, yeah. She said, well, what do he need? I said, he don't need nothing. You know what I mean? She said, you need clothes? He don't need nothing. Yeah. Right? I said, all right. I said, you ready to show? He said, yeah. So we go, and that's how it all started. We went and put that work in the gym, right? Him and Big Beef were staying at my house, right? And I get him in school, and he wound up going through a program. I took him to the Civil Learning Center. Yeah. You know, that cost me a few dollars to sit him down there, right? And he wound up going up to Douglas, getting into Douglas, right? He got to Douglas, but I took him down Southern, but the principal wouldn't let him in, so he wound up going to Doug. That's how he got the Doug. But he was going to be down Southern with the rest of the Doug pound. Now
that was crazy. Now Joey Dorsey, now they went undefeated too.
Yeah.
And he could put the ball on the floor.
Time in the gym.
Yeah.
Gym time.
Then I see him take off one time to Doug. I'm talking about, I know this way past the diet. Yeah. I was like, yo, he's a man child. Yeah. He's a man child.
Yeah. Real, you know what I mean? You know, and it was funny because like to this day, you know, see, I do this because I love the kids, right? I ain't in it like, you know, I tell all my kids, y'all, you know, they always say, man, coach, when I make it, I'm gonna take care of you. I said, no, shorty, you don't owe me nothing. Only thing you promise me that when you get in a position to help another kid, that you give back and you remember how I treated you. Yeah. Right. So when one day we in Ohio and him and Beef had drunk all my sodas at the house. Yeah. So I goes and I tell him, you know, y'all can have all the sodas, but y'all can't have these. They drink and put the cans in the back, right? And turned it around and put all empty cans in there, right? So I called them in the kitchen and say, who drank all my sodas, right? They wouldn't tell on each other. I said, oh, that's cool. Y'all ain't, I respect y'all ain't telling each other. That's cool, right?
Yeah.
So when we go to Ohio, I get all their sodas. I get all the team sodas, and I keep that too. And they say, Coach, I want my soda. I said, man, I'm thirsty today, man. I need both of these, you know? so Joey come around there, he all puffed up, talking about, I want my soda. So I said, you want your soda? He said, yeah, I want my soda. I took the soda and threw it in his face, and he quit. You know what I mean? That's how I got over with Scotty and them. You know,
listen, everybody know you ain't play with him though. He'll go to your body quick. He'll go to your body quick. You knew what it was.
You know question, man. But yeah, shout out to Joey, man. You still my son. I still love you. You know me. You still my guy, man. I'm proud of you, man.
Look, before we get off of here though, I gotta ask one question, right?
Yeah.
Since we talked about that Douglas team.
Yeah.
Right? They went undefeated.
Great team.
Great team.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna take it all the way back to Dante.
Yeah.
Southwestern, Douglas.
Yeah.
Both of them were undefeated.
Yeah.
Both of them city champions.
Yeah, both my guys.
Yeah, both of you guys. That's why I'm making it tough.
Yeah.
West Baltimore team.
Yes.
Who you taking?
I
had to put him on the hot seat right here. Yeah.
I'm gonna say Douglas. The only reason why I'm gonna say Douglas because Southwestern was a team that they turned you over. They lived by the turnover, right?
Right.
And you just wasn't turning over Tyler.
Okay.
You understand? Tyler was a strong, mentally and physically and skilled kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
That and then they wouldn't have had no answer for Joey inside, and then you had Gerald P. Right? You had Shorty that was just phenomenal.
Okay.
So you know he matched. What was it? Pooh Bear. He matched Pooh Bear point for point.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I'm gonna tell you a quick story about how I took Mike King.
Mm-hmm.
I took Pooh Bear, Virgil Singletary, Dante Bradford, Adrian Bradford, Dante Bradford, right?
Bounce.
And Mike King, right? And we had a kid named Devin that was just a sub. Oh, I'm sorry, and Dion, Lord Dion, right? That was the 5, right? So it was 6, but only 5 really played, right? We go out to a national tournament out in Florida, and we averaged over 100 points a game with 5 guards.
Now that's crazy.
Now you understand what I'm saying? Now when I tell you it was, and I'm talking about you got people going to Arkansas, you got people going to Kentucky, you got everybody. This is a nationally ranked tournament. We won the whole thing with 5 guards from Baltimore.
I think you just go ahead and let it go.
Man,
Pooh Bear, I don't know if that's the same tournament.
Yeah.
Because you know how people try to pit Pooh Bear and Mike King against each other, right? So and both of them love each other. They love each other like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Baltimore, y'all might as well just kill with all that people trying to buy them.
Yeah.
So Pooh Bear telling me, he like, man, Tez, listen, me and Mike was in a tournament together, and we go off. So I'm guessing this was the tournament that you talking about.
Yeah. I'm talking about now Dion was such a general that we had one guy that went to Florida State that was killing us, about 6'10". Couldn't do nothing with him down low in the Final Four.
Right.
So I called the timeout. I'm zapping out. I'm like, man, you got to do something. We got to have to open the floor and bring him out. We got to get him in foul trouble. Dion said, Coach, don't worry about nothing. I got him. So I said, well, you can't stick him. He said, man, I got him. I'm sticking him. Dion, Dion, right? So we get a foul down this end. Somebody was at the free throw line. Dion and the big kid down here by me, right? So I see the big kid step back like, hey man, stop that.
No, that was.
Yeah.
That's the nut check time. That's the fuck that was. That's that nut check time. Y'all might be bigger than this. Y'all might be taller than this. We can see where that hard at. We can check them nuts.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's gonna make a bunch of y'all fold.
Yeah. See, you know what I'm talking about. So he gave it to him the first time. Bam, right? So the guy said, hey man, what you doing? So he hit him again. This big boy he ran back and hit Dion in the back of his head, right?
Ref
seen it. And I go crazy. Oh, you got to get him thrown out the game. Oh, he hit my player. Oh, right? Demanding them, they come from the stands, they like ready to fight. Oh,
Yeah.
you gotta get them out of the game. We got to get the big boy out of the game. Championship, here we come.
Look, what he said? I played chess, not checkers.
Yeah. Yeah. So the championship game, Pooh Bear couldn't buy a basket. Now, mind you, I had two outfits because my young team, 16, Demond them, they was in the Final Four, won the championship game too. But we got beat by some Puerto Ricans. Like, I couldn't believe we lost that game, right? So I got my suit on because it's on national TV, right?
Hold on, this is Snake talking about the suit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
So I got my suit on, right? So they do an interview and they say, well, you know, this team from Alabama got all these All-Americans. How do you plan on winning? I said, well, they can only put 5 out there at a time. We're gonna beat that 5, and then we're gonna come back and they put a new 5 out there. We're gonna beat that 5. And if they don't average 100 points, they're not gonna get us, right? He was averaging over 100 points with 5 guards, right? That's crazy. But you got Mike King, you got Pooh Bear, you got, you know, they throwing alley hoops at Dante like the big boy trying to run with him, he running, you know what I mean? He dunking alley hoop, you know what I mean? Backwards, frontwards, he going nuts, right? You know, yeah. Mike King is phenomenal. Pooh Bear is shooting from the hash mark. I'm telling him, when you step across half court, let it go.
I say this about, I like, man, Pooh Bear was doing this shit that they doing now.
That's left guard, man. Listen, yeah. Pooh Bear the best shooter I ever seen do it, man. You know what I mean? I'm talking about consistently but this particular game, he couldn't buy a basket, right? He couldn't. I mean, he's shooting, he missing. You know what I mean? Dion keep feeding the ball, he keep missing. You know what I mean? We down 5, we battling back, we fighting. You know, so I call the timeout. I say, listen, you shoot another one of them goddamn jumpers, man. You know what I mean? And you ain't gonna never see the floor again. So he look at me like, shh, man. Dion tell him when he walk out there, man, shoot that shit again, man. Shoot that thing, man. We coming to you, man. So he come down and he hit one, right?
That's all he needed.
Yeah, he looked at me and I looked at him and I said, man, you heard what I'm yelling, no. That's what I'm talking about, goddamn. That's what I'm talking about. Right.
There you go, honey.
Yes, right.
There you go, honey.
Yeah, I used to yell out, do it, right? Right. So I go, so they call a timeout. I call the play, but they don't won. Is the team called a time? They scored. They went up 1. They called a timeout to set their defense. They tried to trap us. I'm telling them, let's get it go. We got like 7, 8 seconds. I'm like, man, look, we going to the rack with this. You know what I mean? And they like, everybody understand? We going to the rack.
Right.
Either foul or we gonna make the shot. You know what I mean? But we ain't shooting no jump. We going to the rack. We gonna open this shit up. I meet y'all. Everybody meet at the basket, right? So they inbound the ball to Pooh Bear. Pooh Bear come up the court. He dribbling between his legs. He doing a signature Pooh Bear, right? He skipping. Yeah, he's skipping. He between his legs. He's smiling. He looking at me. He looking at the guy, right? He get the half court, and you can see in his eyes when he said, "Man, fuck it, man." Right. He let that thing go. I'm cussing the whole time the ball in the air. This mother, boom, right? I said, we run the court, we win, man. Pooh Bear said, goddamn, I said, boy, listen, man, God was with you, son. Yeah. Boy, I swear for God, if you had missed that goddamn shot. He said, I told you, man, I told you, boy. And Dion yelling, air bad, man. So, you know, like I say, Taz, the relationships with these kids, man, you know, the ability to see these kids come full circle now. Right. You know, the Ices, right? You know,
I want you to talk about Ice a little bit before you get up.
Yeah, I mean, Ice.
Because listen, Ice, I'm coming at you, Ice. Yeah. I don't want to stack too many interviews, but I'm coming. Yeah. I'm coming.
You gotta get Ice on it. I mean, Ice honestly was I've had a lot of great players, right? And I've coached. I'm talking about you can't name nobody. I'm talking about everybody. Lord Turns, you know what I mean? Like, I gave him a shot. He can't, you know what I mean? You know, I'm talking about Kenny Minor. You know, I'm talking about the Moles. You know, you know, cautious, you know what I'm saying, you know, stinking nut, you know what I mean?
Heavy hitters.
Yeah, everybody, you know what I mean?
Yes,
You name out the coasting, right? And as far as high school is concerned, that one summer that I've ever coached in AAU, now that was the best player I ever coached as far as period. You know what I mean? Me sitting on the sideline being the roller ball out there, give it to him and say, yo, go get this game for us, right?
Right.
But as far as one summer, Ice was the best I've ever seen. I mean, one day he stripped J.R. Smith in the middle of the court. J.R. Smith, he acted like he gonna lay it up, right? And J.R. Smith tried to block it. He turned it over and dunked it on him, right? The thing was so nasty that I ran on the court. Everybody in the stand, everybody just ran on the court. So once the last game I coached with them, we in pump and run tournament in Long Beach. We got Jordan Farmer in that team, right? They got all UCLA, everybody going big shit, right? Now, mind you, he running through everything. You know what I mean? We beat Cecil in 3 stripes. You know what I mean? Caught Rudy Gay and them. You know what I mean? Gave him the business, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? Lord Toot, that's my man, right? And Chester and all of them, we catch them, right? But then we go out to LA and no, that wasn't. He didn't catch. He did catch. Yeah, we caught them. Yeah, we caught Toot now. Yeah.
Chester on the line.
Yeah. So but we go out there with Jordan Farmer now, right? So we down 30 points at the half. Now you can imagine what that locker room was at halftime when I walked in there.
That shit was right.
Oh, listen, man. Oh shit. Listen.
Y'all motherfuckers.
No, it was straight up. No, it was straight up. If we lose, I say, if you guys go out here and let me get embarrassed like this, because I'm talking about standing room only. I'm talking about every ACC, Big East, everybody, Pac-10, everybody in the house, because we running through things, right?
Right.
So and they running through things. You see what I'm saying? So I'm talking to the coach. Hey man, you gotta catch my kids, man. Like, you know, they that. Yeah. Right. So when we go, so we down 30 at the half. I even betted the coach. I said, man, I bet we come back. Right. I swear to God, I betted Coach Clark. I said, I bet you $100, man. Bet you lunch that we come back. He said, shit, what's over, man? I said, I'm telling you, right? So I go in there at halftime. I tell them, I say, if y'all niggas let me get embarrassed like this out here, I'm subject to fuck one of y'all niggas up at the end of this game. I promise y'all that. On my life, I'm fucking somebody up after this over.
I was about recording his ass.
Man, listen, man. So Jarrell gets these kids together, man. He put them in a huddle and shout out to my son, Jarrell Green. You know what I mean? The winningest point guard I ever had.
Okay.
Yeah, winning. I mean, shit, we go 60-3, 4 and 5 for summer. Yeah. We catch Kyle Lowry and all of them. We crush all that. Yeah, we went through all that. Yeah. So yeah, he crushed Kyle. Only difference between Kyle Lowry and Jarrell was Jarrell never got a chance to dunk the basketball. Okay. And I told Jarrell, I said, if you want to get high majors on you, you got to get on the rim. And the difference between him and Kyle Lowry is Kyle Lowry started getting on the rim and he did. That was the only difference. But so we get out there. So they come out the first half. Jarrell huddle them up in the middle. Jarrell said, listen. I said, listen, y'all niggas baseline to baseline. If your man scored, nigga, it's on you, right? Ain't no hiding, baseline to baseline.
Right.
Man, when I tell you Ice put on a performance that was out of this world, listen, man, I'm telling you, he ended up with 36, right? And he gave it all, Jordan Farmer, whoever else they had on the team, you know what I mean? You line them up, they was trapping them, this and that. Man, you couldn't do it. Come down to the last shot. We get all the way down, we get back, and it's like a few seconds left. I call my last time out. I say to the kid, I say, listen, draw the play up. Ice gonna come off the screen. You know they're gonna double team you. The big guy that set the screen gonna be wide open on the basket, layup. You're going home, right? Yeah. Ice come off the screen. They double team just like you. The guy standing there waving his hands. Jamal went to TC and Ice shot the ball, right? And it ran around the rim and came out, right? I run on the court, you selfish MF. You selfish, you know what I mean? We had the game, you know, right? Yeah. So he got that look on his face. He like, damn, man. you know, and then I looked at my team, right? I looked at the guys, right? I mean, Ted, when I tell you they gave me all they had, they gave me every ounce that they had, man.
That's all you want.
That's all I want. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about, man, I ain't never cried in a basketball game, but I cried that day. You know what I mean? Because they huddled up in the middle, right? And they said, man, you know what I mean? I huddled them up and I said, I just want to thank y'all. Thank y'all for not letting me go out like that.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And we hugged each other and we all cried. We got on the van. You know, by this time now we going coaches now. We big shot now.
Yeah.
I got my kids on coach buses. You know what I mean? With the bathroom in the back. You know what I mean? Ain't no more 15 passenger vans. You know what I mean? I got 2 teams out there. We doing coach buses now.
See, man, yeah. Boss, man.
Yeah, we stay in all the finest hotels.
See,
you know what I mean? Yeah. No deal.
When y'all talking independent,
yeah,
this is the first one that did start this independent shit.
Yeah.
But look, well, listen, we gonna end this off, and you gonna have to come back on.
Yeah, I gotta get you more.
You gotta come back on. Listen, like Mike King, I can sit and listen. I can listen to y'all all day long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Me and Mike been going back and forth. We're gonna have a. But yeah, we gotta do this again.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to do this again with one of your players.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because see, we gotta talk about how when we played Tyson Chandler at the Dominguez house and we got in the fight and the whole stands cleared.
Hold up. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, we caught them. Yeah, man. I'm talking about man, and Jared Woodley. You know what I mean? My other little man.
Jared was a shooter. Calvin Hall.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I had guns. You gotta understand. 2 of my players actually, DeMond and Darnell Harris, right? 2 of my players led the nation in three-point percentage.
No,
when they left college. Yeah, DeMond was number 1.
Oh yeah, matter of fact, DeMond was.
Yeah, DeMond was number 1, and then Darnell wound up being number 1, leaving college number 1. Yeah. So and that's and then I had Reginald Holmes. You know,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had Reggie. Yeah, I had Reggie. Man, I had Reggie when man, you can look on the little picture I sent you. When they played 1600, Reggie he was so small his jersey couldn't even fit him. You know what I mean? But he putting up buckets. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm talking about he running like he had a piano on his back. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? But I run him off the screen. I had the kid Gilbert Brown that was at Pitt. You know, I had him. You know what I mean? Like I say, you know, the ones that put that thing in the air. Yeah. But again, like you say, you know, giving them the opportunity to showcase their talent. You know what I mean? Demanding that they be men. Yeah. You know, like
that's big.
Yeah. I ain't playing no sucker. Like, you know what I mean? It was all about we was on man time. So I want to say to all my players, all the coaches, you know what I mean, all the mentors, you know what I mean, that I want to appreciate, you know, all the love and you know, even Sean Brown to this day is still somebody that I talk to. You know, he called me, I mean, at least once a week, twice a week, Coach Harvey, good.
That's love.
You know what I mean? I'm talking about, you know, I got players that, you know, call and just check on me and say, hey man, what's up? You know, even down to, you know, Mark, you know, me and Mark had a when I tell you that was my guy, you understand what I'm saying?
Baby Mark.
No, I'm talking about, you know, I'm talking about Mark when I'm talking about Mark before he was having sex, Mark. And we know, you know what I mean? I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm talking about Mark before he had confidence to you know, like I'm talking about Mark, you know, when me and him in his basement, his grandma's basement, I'm talking about Mark when I go to his grandma's house and we in the house, you know, his grandma was fixing me plates of food and, you know what I mean? Like, you know, the whole family, Turtle and, you know what I mean? Shoot, like I say, man, they family. Right. You know, and I, you know, the biggest thing that you saw what happened this year when there was only one team in the city. Mookie and them did great this summer. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? He was able to get most of the kids that he needed in order to have the pieces together.
But that's the only thing you're hearing right now.
Yeah, that's the only thing that exists.
Yeah, it's Mookie's fault.
Yeah, he's the last man standing. And I told Bay this 3 years ago, or 4 years ago maybe. I said, babe, listen, man, if we don't get together in a few years, it ain't gonna be nothing, right? And it ain't nothing, but Mookie left. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, so like
we can't go off of that for the city. Yeah, you need more than that.
Yeah. I mean, you need, and like I say, you know, we need to get back to the coaches understanding that the kids are first, right? You know, we need to get back to demanding that these kids put the work in on the court, right? In the classroom, you know, being respectful, right? We need to get back to that, right? Because that will take them much further than basketball will.
True.
You know,
question for you.
Yeah.
Real quick. Not that I keep interrupting. The mental health part dealing with the kids. Yeah. You you think about it like, all right, we came up different, but it's like they get their kids, even if they playing basketball or anything, they got more mental health issues than anything with anxiety, and things of that nature. Yeah. It's a different little ball game.
Well, I'm gonna just say that the kids are softer now.
Yeah, I agree.
You understand? So the things that you guys endured. See, when you come from a poverty situation, right? So they got addictions. They got names for everything except poverty, right? You know, you get raped, they call you a rape victim. Right. You know, you're an alcoholic, they call you Alcoholics Anonymous. But nobody understands what it is when you see somebody get their brains blown out, or you lost a loved one, or you know what I mean, or you ain't had no eggs, and you know you got Kool-Aid, no sugar. Right. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have nothing for poverty. Right. Right. So when it comes down to, but now the kids got way more than y'all had. Like the kids, see, now you don't even see inner city kids playing basketball no more. No. All the kids that's playing basketball is getting dropped off by their parents. You understand? And that's the difference. That's why when you go out of town, you know, we playing against inner city kids. And these county kids just ain't got the mental, they ain't playing for nothing. Right. You know what I mean? Like when you play for an opportunity to get out of the hood. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like these kids, you know what I mean? They playing, again, just for sport.
Well, their parents want them to play.
That's it. You understand what I'm saying? They see when you going up against a gorilla and you a sheep.
Oh, that shit gonna show.
It's gonna show.
Yeah, I'm saying if they don't got the love for the game, that shit gonna show.
And you can have all the love you want, but if you don't have that backbone, that dog, you know what I'm saying? And that's the problem right now. You know what I mean? And that's why, again, shout out to Mookie again, because when I see him put that passion in these kids, he's holding them to a level of standard that you got to be a dog out here, right? And like I say, with my kids, when I was over there with BBC, you know, like I got into it with all the kids. You know what I mean? I really did, and I just didn't agree with the way the coaches was allowing the kids to not work hard. You know, and not it was pacifying. Yeah. You know, like
but I hear like now like you kind of got passed by the kid and they parents and shit.
You ain't got to do nothing, because guess what? These kids not. See the strength is in the program. Right. And that's what me and G used to debate about, right? JD, you hold all the cards because these kids not good enough to go nowhere else really and play. Right. Or they gonna go somewhere else and sit on the bench.
Right. Like, so they need you. They need to listen.
They need to listen.
Right.
The parents need to listen. You know what I mean? So and then you're not gonna win anyway. If they're not gonna do what you tell them to do, the way you tell them to do it, the way you know it work, it ain't gonna work anyway. So let the parent take his kid and let them go in on and pacify them, because they're gonna be able to give them the life that they need. Let us help the ones that really need it. Right. You know what I mean? Like I'll give you a prime example. I had a kid, and me and his father, a lot of people don't talk about this kid, Anthony Walker, Big Bug.
I ain't hear his name forever.
Man, listen, he was on the team with Mark.
I hear that.
When you talk to Sean Hampton again, and you talk to Mark, I had Boogie down there with Mark that year. They was ranked in the nation. Boogie had just went up there with Sonny Hill with Duty and won MVP of the tournament, right? At Sonny Hill, right? He had UConn, everybody on, right? So he goes, and this is the biggest regret I ever had. This is the only regret I ever had. He was living in my house, and I let him. He had just had a child, so he wanted to get home to his son, to his daughter, and he was like, "Man, I promise I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna do, because I was paying for him to go to St. Francis, and he was like, I'm gonna do right. I see the vision now. I got this, right? So I let him go home. His homeboys do a home invasion, right? And he walking away with the gasoline can and get locked up, right? And lost everything. Never got a chance to get on the floor with Mark, right? Damn. But you put him, Mark, and Big Sean together, it was, listen, man, they don't lose a game, they win a national championship. That's how official he was. Well, lo and behold, his son come through now, right? His son at University of Miami, right?
Yeah.
And I'm hard, he just don't have that desire, like he just didn't have that grit that his father had, but far more talented than his father.
Okay.
You understand? Far more talented, right? So I'm telling GD and the man, we gotta be more hard on him. We gotta, because when he go to college, they not gonna hold his hand.
It's business.
This is a business.
Right.
Yeah, because when the wife get to talk about, when the husband keep coming home talking about, man, Walker ain't doing what he's supposed to do. I might lose my job. What do you think the wife gonna tell him? You better get rid of him. That's right. Yeah. So I'm telling him, man, we gotta be hard. We gotta be hard on him, man. We gotta get him to play at both ends of the floor. We gotta get more out of him. He's like, no, you gotta, you can't be like that with him. I say, man, listen, man. If he got the goods, and we put this in him, he a pro.
Yeah.
It's just that simple, right? So.
Because you gotta face adversity. You gonna face adversity. So if they're gonna give it to you earlier, if they're gonna give it to you early, you know what I'm saying? You just go through it.
Yeah.
Just go through it. That's
you got to. You gotta let him go through it, right? So he goes away to so one day he don't want to play both ends of the floor. I'm arguing with him. His father over in the stands, his mother there, mama there, and I'm telling the kid, like, man, you gotta play both ends of the floor. He do me like this, wave his hand at me or something, and I get up and I get to chasing him. Right? Yeah, right. What is that? That's right. Yeah. So they get, the coaches get upset with me, right? Because they say I'm, he said he don't like me. So his father called me up and say, "Oh, like, what's going on with you and my son, man?" Yeah. He said, "You don't like him." I said, "How can I not like him when I love you?"
Right.
How can I not like him when I love you? Right? And he said, I've been trying to tell him that, man, like he got to understand that you got his best interest at heart, that you want the best for him, that you're trying to get this out of him, right? And he like, yeah, man. He said, I don't know how, like, but I said, well, look, I'm not gonna change.
Yeah.
Because I know what I'm doing.
Right.
Right. I'm not gonna allow a child to dictate to me that I need to change when I know I'm trying to get him ready for the next level.
Right.
So then GD does a great thing for him. Send him to the Brewster Academy.
Okay.
Oh man, all Americans, pros, everything. So he don't get a minute. He don't sniff the floor. Right?
That's a wake-up call. Right? That's a wake-up call right there.
Yeah, and that time, this is a big-time athlete. Anthony Walker is a pro, right? He don't even sniff the floor, right? So we talk to the coaches. They like, his attitude, same things I was trying to get him ready for, right?
Yeah.
So he wound up making a transition, and he got his attitude together, got his work ethic together. So while I'm starting, right?
Yeah.
He comes back in the gym the next year, right, with the kids. And GD said, "Can you say a few words to the kids?" He said, "Hey, man, all that making faces and not putting forth your effort and not doing all same thing I told him, right?"
Got it.
He said, "Man, when you get to the next level,
you
gotta have these things in play."
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Now to this day, man, the kid ain't tight like we should be, because again, he like a nephew to me, right? But I don't care.
Right.
I did my job.
Right. It's you. You being you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Man, that's just love, though.
Yeah. Look. So thanks for the opportunity, Taz.
Look, I'm about to listen. We about to get off right now. But y'all, what I need y'all to do is, for the next time he come on, I need y'all to put down y'all questions. put y'all questions and things y'all want me to ask, so I can just go ahead and have them written down, and then we can go ahead. You get what I'm saying? So, but listen, y'all, we coming live from Ted's TV. I appreciate everybody for joining. I thank you, and I'm very humble and appreciate that you even. I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous before I did this.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we gotta do it again.
Yeah. And we family now.
Family.
Absolutely, no problem. Anytime you need me, anything I can do for you, call me.
Gotcha.
Get in touch with me, man. I'm gonna definitely come through and help you out, man. Any way I can, man.
Love Baltimore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Everything
right.
Baltimore.
That's right.
Baltimore, what they say? Baltimore versus everybody.
That's
But
right.
we gotta believe that though, Baltimore.
That's right, man. We're gonna pull it together though.
Yeah, we can pull it together. All right, come live to Ted TV. Out.
Yeah.